has been a lot of talk about climate change. This has been really one of the main topics here. Then we had the issue of social welfare, as the number of poor people in Germany is mounting, and the differences between poor people and rich people is getting greater and greater. The issue of housing is one of the main points of debate between both camps, political camps. So there has been a lot of talk about internal things. Here and there, you had some international affairs. Well, all of the main parties are committed to the European idea, but the question is, are they going to pay more for military expenses? Are they going to send forces abroad, etc.? These were most of the issues that were the main issues during the campaign.
Now, Angela Merkel's time leading the country was truly characterized by the growth of pluralistic protections of society here. Are certain aspects of her tenure there at risk right now in this election, such as protections for Germany's Jewish community, for example?
Well, first of all, one has to say that the Jewish community is not extremely protected. We have seen during even the last days that Jews are being attacked freely and openly, mainly by Muslims immigrating to this country, which means that the problem has not been dealt by the authorities under Angela Merkel. I do hope that when we have a new government, and it's extremely difficult to try and foresee which government we are going to have here, they are going to do a bit more about this issue, because, many Jews with whom I'm speaking, they say Angela Merkel, with everything that she said, everything that she's done, gave us the feeling that we are back at home here in Germany, and then she took everything away from us, letting so many Muslims into the country that have created really a sort of an existential threat to the Jewish communities here in this land.
Well, it's certainly been one aspect of the threat, but much of it has been homegrown as well from far-right extremists, Germans themselves. In this election right now, in this political moment, and we've seen this in previous elections, what's the risk for further rise of the German far-right?
Well, it would be wrong to say that the main physical threat is coming from the far right here in Germany. The chances that the far right would get stronger are not very big. However, despite the fact that most of the political establishment has done everything to weaken the far right, we see in the polls that were published so far that it has a support of around 10% of the German population, which is something that you cannot ignore. And you have to add to that the fact that most of the voters of the far right, of the AfD party, do not acknowledge that they vote for this party, which means that they might even get a little bit stronger in the results of the vote, mainly in East Germany. But foreseeing the results of these very suspenseful elections is something that I would not do at this point. First of all, because we have around 40% of people who have not yet made their mind for whom they are going to vote. And secondly, there is going to be a lot of suspense depending on the posting votes. This is going to get in tonight or even tomorrow morning, so we will not know the final results until very late tonight or even until tomorrow.
We're seeing some live images from the polling stations. We understand turnout already deemed to be fairly high. But on the foreign policy aspect, you mentioned some of this, the idea of maybe further troop deployments or what role Germany may take in the European Union. But I believe the largest economy in Europe and the biggest population of any country in Europe as well. Angela Merkel sat at the helm of an important foreign policy machine there in Germany, and especially her relations, personal and close, with Vladimir Putin of Russia. What might be at risk or what might change in the foreign policy sphere?
Well, It depends what sort of government we are going to have. Everything leads to believe that we are going to have a center-left or center-right government, which means that there's not going to be a huge change in the foreign policy, except for the fact that Germany would be more willing to play a larger role on the international arena. We have heard a few days ago the German president talking about it at the UN. And I think that the Germans do understand that the pressure is coming from all around on them, not to be neutral as they have claimed to be so far, but to take a greater role in the international events, will force them sooner or later, I believe sooner, to take a major role in the international activities.
Eldad Beck, thank you for the deep dive on German politics here, all on Election Day in Germany, here for the first time without Angela Merkel on the ballot. Thank you for the time and explanations.